Hi, it's Marina the Soul Alchemist. It's time for Pick Your Own Card, weekly guidance for the 18th through to the 24th of November. So, using the Akashic Oracle card deck, which is a modality in a box, it comes with a masterclass and also a key. Show you the key that you can turn into a pendulum to activate karmic healing, and I show you how to do that in the masterclass. So they've become free as with the cards. So it's not just a deck of cards, it is a modality as well. So we have an exciting week. The bonus card this week is soul alignment. And there is, as there normally is, a general theme that is running through the cards. And interestingly, the card for the soul alignment is actually the card that is the influence of the last Akashic healing that I shared on the guidance last week, which was the vows of poverty. But it's not meaning that at all this week, which is why I love working with oracle cards, is because we can have multiple meanings from one card. And it really is just depending on what we're tuning into and what is right for that particular time or for that particular person. So there's definitely a theme, and you'll see this theme running through three of the cards, but there is a theme that's running through all of the cards. So if you've not had a chance to tune in, I'd like you to just tune into the cards, one, two, or three. And I would always encourage you to listen to all messages because you get this fuller picture, more depth that is available for your week. So the first card that we have, and for me, this is a different visual representation to the other two cards in how you can move forward through, the next 7 days. But I would say that this is a foundational card, and this is something that ideally you want to be kind of really tapping into as often as you can, often as possible. And interestingly enough, on the Oracle card certification, at the time of recording this is the card that I'm actually working with today, because we're doing a card a day where we're tuning into it and doing the necessary healing and activations if we need to do that. So this is the card for today as well, which is perfect, which is all about the self-discovery chamber. This is where this particular card sits. If you're not familiar with these cards, there's 49 cards and there's 7 cards per chamber, and there's 7 chambers that cover all aspects of life. And so far we've gone through the love chamber and we've gone through the business chamber. So now we are starting the self-discovery chamber, and this is the first card of that particular chamber. And it's your authentic self. So if you have picked card 1 as your main focus, then the real theme for you this week is to really drop the mask. Allow yourself to step into your authenticity, to step into your truth, to share your opinions and beliefs without fear, without needing to be something that you're not. And sometimes we put these cloaks on, we put these masks on because we don't feel that we're going to be accepted for who we are. And we can also find, as we evolve, grow, and change, that our opinions and the things that we're interested in and our beliefs and our opinions and all of those types of things start to change as well. But not everybody kind of changes along with us, and that's perfectly normal. But what we can find is that we want to still continue to have a connection or a relationship with a particular group of people, or like a best friend or something like that, and we find ourselves putting on a mask or adjusting our behavior or parts of our personality to still remain in the old identity. But it's hard because our identity, our soul, our physical personality, human personality is evolving and growing as we grow older. And when we're needing to put masks on in order to fit in or to not lose people, this card is saying, ideally we need to look at that, because that's going to be harder and harder to do the longer you spend that time with those people. It's just going to feel so wrong within yourself that you're having to do that, and it's going to get harder and harder to do that trying to keep the mask up or trying to put on pretenses or whatever it might be, something slips, and it's just easier to drop the mask. And it's kind of like, well, this is who I am, and it's not going to be in a dramatic way. It's just like, well, this is actually what I think, or this is what I've been up to, and have you considered trying this? This is really good. I've given this a go, or I've done a bit of reading around it, listen to this. And introduce people to your evolution and your growth in a gentle way, rather than feeling that you've got to still be the person that you used to be around those people. Everybody's evolving and growing, but it's just sometimes we've got to feel the fear and do it anyway, and just kind of show up as us. And that is just going to feel so much more soul aligned, because we're not having to remember, which invariably we don't at some point, to be something that we're not. So be your authentic self. What I'm also getting with this card as well is that if you're still doing things, or you've still made promises to people, or you're still in a kind of doing dutiful stuff for people that you initially, you were okay about it and you've said yes, and it's now feeling like it's an obligation, and it may even be getting to a point of resentment. I feel that there's an authentic truth that needs to be shared there, that actually, I don't want to do this anymore. This is not feeling good for me. And that can be an uncomfortable conversation. But I feel that for some of us, there might be some uncomfortable conversations that are going to honor us. And invariably, it will honor the other person as well, because you're not saying yes to something that you don't really want to do. So then we show up in a very, as I say, obligation type of energy, a drudgery kind of energy. And it's like, oh, I'll have to do it. If nobody else is going to do it, I'm going to have to be the one that does it. And there's that real kind of sense of sacrifice and suffering that's underneath it. If there's any situations like that you have like that, where there's an opportunity for you to actually step back from that duty, step back from that obligation, or maybe even get more support with it, then I believe that this card is also coming up for you to address that as well. So there is an opening of the throat chakra here. It is about communication, being more open where possible, which is then going to have you be in more soul alignment. So you will receive things that are going to feel good on the back of you being in your authentic truth. And that's about you accepting your authentic self as well. So there is an element of self-acceptance around your own authenticity and truth. And that's, that sometimes can be challenging as well, because we suddenly can realize, actually, I'm not that person anymore. Or there's that part of me that's just not, that's just not who I am anymore. And that's okay to admit that, and, say goodbye to that part of you, so that then you can start to learn the new parts that want to come through, the evolved, the growing, the expanded, changing parts of you. Sometimes we can hold on to the old parts of us because we feel that we're going to lose an essence of ourselves in some shape or form, or people. And that's not the case. It just means that we are able to have this beautiful space to expand into, and to, a little bit like it's very cliche, but the butterfly, the caterpillar into the butterfly, you're allowing a new identity to emerge, but it's one that feels good and aligned for you. So that's kind of like it's obviously a message on its own, but it is linked to the other two cards as well. And for me, these next two cards are quite similar in one aspect. And I don't feel that you can have these two cards without that foundational piece of accepting your authentic truth and who you are, who you are at this point in time, or, what you are stepping into at this point in time. You can't have these two cards fully express themselves without that first card. So let me know how these cards are resonating. I would love to hear. And if you want to get involved, either with your own deck of cards, and you can play along with me each week, or you can have a special Karmic Shadow Black Friday special reading, which this is on the back of the Samhain readings that I created. So there's like £80 off those. They're £99. I will pop a link in the comments below, and if you want to book one of those, you can. It's 8 cards, and we're really looking at a root karmic pattern, something that is kind of repeating itself at the moment. We're going to look at how it presents itself. We're going to look at what we need to release, what action steps you can take to really release that, but also the bigger vision in terms of what you can step into once that pattern has been cleared. So let me know if you want more details or if you want to book one of those. Okay, so card 2. So it's the success anchor. So on a very kind of generic level, this is about anchoring in your success. So if you are feeling that you are working towards some kind of goal or project, or you are ready to receive success in some shape or form, and success is all very individual to each of us. So the first thing really is to understand, what does success look like for me around perhaps my business or with my relationships, with my health. You can apply it to all life areas. What is success for me? Because until we know what the success is, we don't know how to actually attain it, to feel it, to experience it. And our guides can't help us with that. Once you have an idea of what success is, and it could just be like a simple sentence of whatever, you can then anchor that into your Akashic records through a process. And I will put the process at the end of this video in terms of how to do that in your Akashic records. So there will be a guided meditation where you're anchoring in some kind of success. So I'll take the guesswork out of it for you. But if you've got this deck of cards, then I go through that process also with this card on the page. I kind of give you an idea of how to do that as well. So success anchor. So how to anchor in your success. This is also about you being really in your power, being visible, being magnetic. So that, again, can be within business. It can be in your workplace. It could be in your relationships. You've got all of these like amazing connections coming in. People want to be like in your energy. So it's really owning your power. It's feeling like the queen, feeling like the king, really feeling kind of secure in your identity and who you are at the moment. Now, this can't come without you being in your authentic truth and really accepting that. So this is how this card helps this card. But of course, if you pick this as your main focus, then this is also about your success. So how can you anchor in your success more deeply? And as I've said, one of the good ways to do that is to actually install the success anchor, whatever that looks like. And for me, when you think about your success and what it looks and feels like, you can then pick a symbol that denotes, or a word or a color or a guide that denotes that success. And it might even be the sentence that denotes that success. And you press it into your present lifetime book and you anchor it in and you ask for it to be anchored in. And this is like up-leveling your intentions, because you are now future setting in your Akashic records what it is that you want to achieve and experience as success. So you're writing it into your present lifetime book, which is really, really powerful. It's a powerful practice. So what can you anchor into your book this week that's going to help you to experience that success in some shape or form? So that's what this card is asking you for. But there is also this element of really owning your identity, owning your potential, owning your confidence, your self-belief, and really getting out there in a big way. And that doesn't have to be like all singing and dancing on a stage or anything like that. It's whatever big way means for you. You'll just feel like you've got more confidence to really show up and be in the limelight, um, in all of your glory, not hiding behind a mask or anything like that. So you're really owning the stage here. And really enjoy that. Enjoy this moment, because you are in your power. It's magnetic. There's a real kind of like all of this beautiful golden energy, which is really high vibrational. So it's a high vibrational week for you, should you choose it to be. And this is about you really anchoring in your success, so feeling that success, anchoring it in and experiencing it. So let me know how that card resonates. I would love to hear. And of course, as I say, if you want further support around that, if you're feeling, oh my God, I so need more success, and you want to look at doing the karmic pattern reading at £99, then we can absolutely tie those two things together as a theme. Some people have wanted to do money, some people are going to be doing relationships or business. So we can do whatever. We can relate karmic patterns to everything. Okay, so if you pick card 3, very similar card to card 2 in the essence of being in your power, being in your confidence, being in your beautiful glow, but it's the Akashic Records. So you can see how these two cards are just really, really similar in imagery. And what I would extend to this if it's your main focus as card 3, is using the Akashic Records to help support you. So there could be an impulse or desire to want to learn how to use the Akashic Records in a deeper way, to learn more about your soul's journey and how to use the Akashic Records to empower you in this lifetime going forward, where you're able to edit your Akashic Records to change your outcomes, to rewrite your story, to release the past, the traumas, all of those types of things. You're able to do that in your Akashic Records. So you may want to learn how to do that. You may just be curious and you want to do a few more of my healing meditations or somebody else's meditations and transmissions that use the Akashic Records. So that's the first message, is to start to introduce the Akashic Records more so into your experience, because this card is an acknowledgement that you are ready for that. You're ready to connect. You are ready to use the Akashic Records. You're ready to go there. Also, you have got the key. So this, again, is about being in your power, being in your magnetism, being your glow up. And it is, again, it's pulling all of these keys in towards you. So it's magnetic. You've got this beautiful magnetic energy this week. I'm also getting with this card, more so than the Success Anchor card, is we have got this theme of knowledge. So even if it's not the Akashic Records that you're being drawn to learn more about, there's definitely something around knowledge here, and you expanding your knowledge. And that can be through training, through learning, signing up to a particular course, or it could be listening to some really powerful podcasts or reading some new books. There's definitely learning and expanding your knowledge that's also happening this week. If we could bring it back to the magnetism and being like the center stage and that kind of message, again, that's not going to happen without you wanting to and willing to be more in your authentic self. And what you'll find if you're using your Akashic Records is you're going to unlock more of your authentic self as a byproduct, because you're going to be learning more about your soul's journey. And you're going to be learning all of those aspects, or you can tap into all of those aspects. Obviously, the wounds, the trauma, where we've been the persecutor, but also where we've been the victim. You've got the capability to find all of this information out, should you want to, if it's going to help your journey in the now. So the Akashic Records is the third card. Again, let me know how the cards are resonating. So we come to the bonus cards, which is all about soul alignment. So for me, I'm not really picking up, because last week we had the real money theme, which is why I put the meditation around the vows of poverty. It is the vows of poverty card, but for me, it's not about that. It's about rewriting your story. It's around this new chapter. We have this beautiful blank page. It has a key imprinted on it. So this is my journey. This is my next chapter. I'm in my authenticity. I'm gonna, I'm fully stepping into that. I'm stepping into my leadership or my power, my potency, my glow up. I'm in my magnetism here. I'm in my confidence. I have this self-belief. And so if you are showing up in that way, in your experience, in your relationships, in your business, in your workplace, with your health, with yourself, you start to write a new story, because you're not regurgitating the things that you would normally do. It's kind of like, well, no, I'm showing up in a completely different way. And that starts to write a new page in your Akashic records, in this present lifetime book. This page is empty. So how you want to write it and how you want to experience your life now in this present moment around maybe a particular challenge, something that you are working through, how you're showing up with your choices and your decisions, you can choose differently. And as soon as you start to choose differently, the story changes, and so do your results. So just know that you can be a conscious creator of your experience. Consciousness is the key thing here, because we do a lot of stuff unconsciously or on subconscious. We have our routines, we have our habits, things that are just, we don't have to really think about, because it's easy and it saves time. I know I do a lot of things. I have processes for a lot of stuff because it saves time, it saves energy. But it doesn't mean that everything is correct, or not correct, but maybe in the most aligned thing for me to do to get the best results. But because it's become easy and I don't have to really think about it, I'll just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it until there's something that says, no, you've got to look at this and you've got to stop. But if we bring consciousness before we get to any particular point where we are maybe forced to stop, then that's where we are the conscious creator. And it's like, actually, is this the best thing for me now? Have I evolved and grown? And this habit, this routine that I have going on, is it ready to change with me? Does it still feel authentic? Does it still feel true? Is it bringing me alignment? Is it bringing me joy, contentment, happiness, or not? And that's when we have this clarity, because we're asking questions. And as soon as we start to choose something differently, it starts to create a new page. It starts to create different results for us. And that's what we've got the opportunity here for soul alignment, is to write a new chapter, a new page in your present lifetime book. But this is your choice. So based on everything that is going on this week, if you are making any slight tweaks to your normal week, you are going to start a new page. Sometimes we think that we've got to make these big sweeping changes and it's got to be like this massive diversion to what we would normally do. Just 0.5%, half a degree difference to our week can actually make a massive change if it's continually done over a long period of time. Actually, the degree, like the width of the degree or degrees is actually quite great. The trajectory actually can be in a different direction. So don't think that, these things have to be big when we're making these choices or decisions. They don't have to be, they can just be slight, side step changes, but they can still really make the difference. So how can you write your new story this week? What can you do differently that is in alignment with the other cards that's going to help you to step into something new? This is new chapters. New chapters are coming, new chapters are available to you. How you write your experience is entirely up to you. Okay, so let me know how those cards resonate. I would love to hear. Check out the meditation at the end. That's going to be around installing your success anchor into your Akashic records. And if you want to get one of the Black Friday readings, which is going to be looking at the karmic pattern that we need to work through based on whatever it is that you want to work through, as a focus. So, as I say, it could be money, relationships, business. It could be around your success with any of those areas, health. Then let me know, and you can get that booked in, and we can crack on with it. And it will include karmic healing, of course, as well. Okay, so love and blessings. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you really soon. Bye.